Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Northern Kentucky Spotlight Podcast presented by CVG. I'm your host, Sarah Brookbank. Today on the podcast, we are joined by Berrens of Spotted Yeti, who talks about their recent exciting projects and how they're creating smart video solutions for their clients. Also on the podcast, we are joined by Amanda Changet, who is the Community Impact Director at the American Heart Association of Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky. She is one of our speakers at the upcoming Women's Initiative Body and Mind Professional Series, Wellness in the Workplace, happening on August 3rd. I won't talk about that event too much because Amanda and I will chat about it. Also coming up at the Northern Kentucky Chamber is our annual Chamber Golf Outing and Clinic. Open to women and men, the golf outing happens on August 9th. And offers 2 18-hole flights and a 9-hole flight in the afternoon. All skill levels are welcome. There's also a golf clinic for those who want to learn how to play golf or want to become better golfers. And if golf isn't your thing, you can join us for the 19th hole networking event, which includes food, drinks, and specialty vendors. You can learn more and register for that event now at nkychamber.com/golf. Thank you to our podcast sponsors, CVG, our title sponsor, C Crew Consulting, our digital sponsor, and our episode sponsor, Haran. Now, let's go meet our members of the week and hear from our sponsors, and I'll be back with our guests.
CVG Airport is the lowest fare airport in the tri-state region with 54 nonstop flights and direct international service to 7 destinations, including Paris, France, and now home to both DHL's and Amazon's global cargo hubs. The airport is furthering its position as leader in aviation and is deeply committed to being an economic driver for the community. You can learn more and start your next adventure at cvgairport.com.
Ranking on Google Search and Maps is easy to understand, but hard to do. It requires constant effort and attention, uploading new photos, responding to Google reviews, writing weekly posts, and checking suggested updates. Google listing optimization takes experience and time, and there are no shortcuts. C Crew gives your Google My Business account the steady, consistent attention it needs to be effective, optimizing, updating, and expanding critical content every single week. From local retail stores to large regional networks, C Crew generates content, establishes benchmarks, and creates dramatic, measurable increases in engagement. So what can C Crew do for your business? More calls, more clicks, more clients.
Hi, everyone. I am joined by Amanda Changet, who is the Community Impact Director of the American Heart Association of Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky. Amanda, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here and share more information.
Yes. So you are one of our speakers for the upcoming Women's Initiative Body and Mind Professional Series, and we are going to be talking about wellness in the workplace on August 3rd. So tell us about this event and what people can get excited for.
Yay. Okay, great. Well, Body and Mind, it is a professional series, and it's developed by the Northern Kentucky Chamber's Women's Initiative. It consists of panel discussions and networking opportunities that all address best practices on how to increase our personal productivity, like sleep, eating habits, movement habits, reducing stress, while also empowering women to really take charge of their health, which in return leads to longer, happier lives and greater ROI for employers, right? So really just can't express how excited I am to be sharing all of this because of the topic's importance. The summer panel is focusing on women and how we as real high quality contributors in the workforce can and should prioritize our personal well-being while employers can and should promote the life-saving culture.
Yeah, like you said, very important stuff. I feel like it's so much fun to talk about, like the body and mind in the workplace, really get to talk about, being a professional woman in kind of a holistic way. So
Totally.
Tell us a little bit about when this event is.
Sure. It's going to be on a Thursday morning. This is August 3rd, so just a couple weeks, from 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. And it's going to be at the Gateway Community and Technical College in Edgewood, Kentucky.
Okay, awesome. Well, a great spot for it. And tell us a bit why are we talking about wellness in the workplace?
Yeah, so important. We're really focusing on wellness in the workplace because we've been in this weird transitional phase, right? Like I constantly hear people talking about, pre-COVID times to COVID times, and now we're here, right? Everyone's needs are so individualized anymore. And there's this mix of generations and opinions of what productivity means. It's all so varied. And so what we're doing is we're bringing the experts together, allowing a space to just simply talk about our well-being in the workplace. And maybe that's a new concept for some, but it's an important one. And we're just really excited to share and discuss those strategies that both women and men can take back with them back into the workplace.
Yes. And you mentioned experts. You are one of our experts. So tell us a little bit about your background and what you do.
Sure. Yes. So I am the Community Impact Director for the local American Heart and Stroke Association. We work on so many different topics in our communities, but truly, community is the word to focus on there. All of our work is around developing longer and healthier lives, whether that is a focus on hypertension, CPR awareness, AED awareness, talking about healthy food access and all of those things that contribute to high and increased health outcomes. So my job as the Community Impact Director is to work with local partners. So that could include the Chamber on public health policies. That could look like our local federally qualified health centers and talking to them about their quality improvement strategies around those chronic diseases like hypertension. So it's a variety of things that I get to work on. I wear a lot of different hats, but we have a great team locally, and I can't wait to connect with people at this event and share more and just see where that goes.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your organization and telling us about the great work that you do. We are so excited to hear from you. In addition to you talking about the things that you kind of touched on, what else can attendees expect for this day?
Yeah, it's going to be a great morning. Our doors are going to open right at 8 a.m. for check-in. There will be a light breakfast and networking opportunity. And then we'll be invited to sit in an auditorium-style classroom. And at 8:30, our fearless leader, Holly, she's going to welcome the attendees and share our bios. And then the panel discussion will follow shortly after. I will say we are encouraging Q&A. And so we're going to do that via QR code. So folks can submit questions anonymously. And then there's also going to be other organizations there having information at tables that really aligns well with the discussion that day.
Yeah, well, that is going to be so exciting. I know it's going to be a great morning. So for people who are interested, how can they register and how can people get involved with the Women's Initiative?
Yeah, this is a great question. The more the merrier. We encourage more people to get registered, and you can do that by visiting nkychamber.com/wellness. So super easy link there, and look for the Body and Mind series. There will be a part 2 to this that I'm excited to be a part of as well. As far as getting involved in the Women's Initiative, come that day, come on August 3rd and talk to Holly. She has loads of opportunities for the folks that are interested in getting involved.
Yeah, and I know you guys also host a Connect Hour the last Monday of every month. So for people who maybe can't make this event, keep their eyes tuned to the Women's Initiative social channels. They post a lot of really exciting networking events there as well. But Amanda, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything you would like to share before I let you go?
Oh my gosh, I'm just excited to see everyone that day and be a part of this great event. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
All right. Well, Amanda, we will see you on August 3rd. Thank you so much.
Sounds good. Bye, y'all.
Congratulations to our members of the week. You can learn more about these businesses by following the Northern Kentucky Chamber on social media, where we will highlight one of these businesses each day. Now, let's meet our members of the week. Tom Recton Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Northern Kentucky and Greater Cincinnati area since 1964. Berrens Inc. is a technology incubator and manufacturer of innovative high-performance patented chemistry and proprietary technology targeted toward odor elimination, antimicrobial, and stain removal. Founded in 1971, Fayette Heating and Air is a professional heating and air company that provides exceptional residential and commercial services. With a rich history since 1956, Bonfiglioli sets new drive technology standards across industries. Operating in 80 countries with 15 advanced production facilities, they have more than 4,000 employees worldwide. Mid-American Pool Service, Inc. provides ongoing gunite pool service and maintenance, maximizing seasonal swimming pool enjoyment and creating lifetime memories. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. Today, we are joined by Molly Berrens, who is the president of Spotted Yeti. Molly, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yes. So tell us about your company. You guys do a lot of video work. And actually, we know you quite well because I work for Scooter. You are Spotted Yeti, and we share a building. But for those in Covington who don't know you, tell us a little bit about your company.
Absolutely. So Spotted Yeti is a video marketing agency. We make both videos, so we do the video production side of things, but we also provide video strategy. So our slogan has been show the world you exist since day one, and we really believe in that philosophy. It's not just about having great content, but making sure that your appropriate audience sees the content and engages with it.
Yeah, and you guys do video content for a wide variety of platforms.
We do, and actually considering the platform is going to be a big influencer in what we recommend for your video strategy. So what we might recommend for social media would be different than a website, different than a trade show, different than a live event presentation. So we very much take into factor what that platform is before providing you some smart video strategies.
Yes. So backtracking a little bit, Spotted Yeti is such a fun name. Tell us about your origin. Tell us about the name.
Absolutely. So imagine you're walking through the woods and you spotted a Yeti.
Okay.
You tell somebody, right? And so it's memorable, it's repeatable, and it evokes an emotional response. And that's what we hope to do with your video content. We want your audience to take an action in some way, whether that be to think, move, or act.
Right.
So, and we also love traveling, so it's kind of played into a fun adventure theme as well. I'm an avid traveler, and so we have a big map on our wall with pictures of where people have been and with our logo with the Y guy and the hands up. So it all kind of comes together.
Yeah, I love that. Your branding is so much fun. And you mentioned smart video content. So that is something, like you said, when you take on a client, you work with them on that. Tell us about that process and what that means.
Sure. So we have what we call our smart video solutions, and we termed it that because if you think of all your smart devices, whether it be a Nest thermostat or your smartphone, it all starts with the end user data and evolves to adapt to that. So when we think of our video strategies, we very much so want to think of your audience and that platform and craft those solutions that will meet your audience where they are at the right time and place. So our smart video solutions, the way to partner with us are typically in a retainer format, meaning you know that you as a marketing department or communications department that you want regular video content, but you don't necessarily have the in-house team to execute it. So we're going to work with you to think whether it's quarterly or monthly what that video content can be. So more of like an annual strategy type plan. Right. Or think of it in terms of campaigns. So that would be like your typical marketing campaign where you have a defined timeline, a big initiative that you're marketing towards, and a whole breadth of deliverables that could go along to meet that objective.
Yeah, and one of the things, I know you guys, you said this to me earlier, it's not just one video. You can't just have one video and be done with it and hope that that's going to cover all your bases.
Right. So particularly in today's environment, video, it is and still continues to be the biggest type of media for conversion rates and engagement. So regardless of your type of industry or organization. So one video, while that is a good starting point, one video can't do it all. So thinking of that platform and your audience and creating different deliverables to speak to those specific audiences. Also, thinking if something on Instagram might be different than what it looks like on LinkedIn, for example, and really using the tools within media and storytelling tactics to craft content to best fit your needs.
Yeah, and how do you guys tell those stories? I think it is really interesting when I've seen your commercials or campaigns with your clients. How do you guys get down to that nitty gritty?
So it typically starts with a discovery session, and we actually have an offer where you can sign on for a discovery session without committing to production. So myself and our creative director and other producer meet with the client, and we dive through all your different audience segmentations where you'll be using video, and come back to you with several strategies and solutions to what best fit your need. We actually just did this for a client last week, so it's very top of mind for one that we're working with, but they have high-level 2 main audience segmentations, but when you drill down even further, you're getting even more specific demographics. And so what's going to play to that 16 to 21-year-old is going to be different than their older audience. They're actually doing a recruitment campaign, so their messaging towards the experienced candidate is going to be different than those just out of high school.
Yeah, and you guys work with such a wide variety of clients, which I think is really cool. So tell us a little bit about some of the more fun and exciting things you guys have been working on lately.
Sure. Oh, we have
a lot.
Well, we have a lot of fun clients, and I just feel honored every day about getting to tell their stories, and it just kind of like we get this behind the scenes look at Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky because of these clients we get to work with. So we have been backstage at the Cincinnati Opera. We've been with the opera, I think, for 8 or 9 seasons now, and this current season is awesome. And opera isn't even my favorite art form, but it has really grown on me, and the team there at Cincinnati Opera is really delightful to work with. CVG Airport, this has been a really fun year with them with the launch of British Airlines. They were working on recruiting them for over 5 years, and so we got to work with the marketing both leading up to the launch and we've been doing campaigns as part of the launch as well. Right. So that's really fun. It's also really fun just to see all of our Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati clients come overlap in a way, especially in that economic space. So when we're at the inaugural launch, seeing several other clients there because they all talk to each other and all support each other. So that's super cool. And then we also have some just really interesting one-off situations. So for example, we just got to do the memorial videos for Berrens' funeral. And it was, even though technically it wasn't a very high-end production, didn't involve a lot of those production elements that like actors or script writing, that sort of thing, but it was human interest stories. It was people sharing memories, and we were just moved and smiling during the whole production because it was just such an honor to be able to tell stories about his life from various perspectives. So yeah, it's a fun job that we have.
Yeah, that is very cool. I absolutely love seeing those. I know the CVG project was really fun. Saw that a couple times. Obviously, I'm chronically online. So it was really cool to see that. One of the other things I want to touch on is not just that you guys have fun clients. As our neighbors, we know that you guys have a lot of fun. You have a lot of fun with us at Scooter Media. So tell us about like that workplace culture that you have cultivated.
Actually, we were partners last year.
Yes, at the annual Scooter Media Spotted Yeti cocktail competition. Molly and I were teammates. We lost. We are still bitter about it.
Yes, we clearly should have won. Cucumber cocktails where it's at.
Yeah, it worked very well. But you guys do so much.
Well, we do like to have some fun too. Work hard, play hard type mentality. But we have everything from a Great British Bake Off Fantasy League that we do in the fall when they launch a new season to I know you guys will be at the badminton tournament from our friends at Hub and Weber this week. Not to brag, but we are the reigning champions, and we hope we get to keep that trophy at our office, but we do some fun marketing around that. So it's about to be a fun Western themed video that's going to launch here shortly.
Yes. Well, I'm excited to see it, but kind of pivoting back to that, why is that something that you have done? That aspect of talent, retention, attraction, recruitment, we see with a lot of small businesses that they have like that fun aspect. What have you found that to be like? How have you found that beneficial?
I think it plays a lot into our company culture. Our team has more buy-in and ownership of our brand because of that. And also our industry, it's hard. We have lots of physical hours, long hours being in production. We have to do something to take our mind off of it occasionally and lighten the mood and just enjoy and appreciate each other. Yeah. And then as a business owner with a small company that has this fun culture, do you have any tips or tricks to share with other people in the business that might be looking for ways to implement some of that in their own workplace? I think, even if you are a small business, you can create a larger community outside of the 4 walls of your business. So we are a team currently of 6, but we feel you guys are our extended family with you being upstairs in the city of Covington in general. So we are having happy hours and outings with the neighbors in the community in general. That kind of feels like an extended family. So I think we're able to do a lot with 6 people, and both on the video production side and the culture side, but that our community is very much part of our culture too. Yeah, I love that. Well, Molly, I know you have a busy day, so is there anything else you'd like to share with our podcast viewers and listeners before I let you go? This is one, you're a very good interviewer. So usually I'm in your seat, so thanks so much. But just think video marketing. It is one video can't do it all, and a great way to reach your audience and convert them to customers. Well, awesome. Molly, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. Thanks, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Shannon Schumacher, Account Executive, Kentucky Market Leader. At Haran, we champion bold innovation to help employers and individuals thrive. As an industry thought leader, we explore new horizons in healthcare, benefits, employee engagement, and wellness. We work harder to deliver all the strategic benefits, planning, and execution you expect from a true partner. And we do it with laser focus on your short and long-term outcomes to help manage your benefits while improving your employee experience.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast as we learned a bit more about Spotted Yeti from Molly Berrens and about the Women's Initiative Body and Mind Professional Series from Amanda Changet. Don't forget that you can register for the Women's Initiative Body and Mind Professional Series happening on August 3rd, as well as the golf outing happening on August 9th at nkychamber.com/events. Thank you again to our podcast sponsors, CVG, Sea Crew Consulting, and Haran. Finally, if you are a member who would like to be featured on the podcast, or if you're someone who is interested in becoming a member of the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, please reach out to Lynn Ablin. And if you're interested in sharing your workforce strategies and resources on NKY at Work, please reach out to Nancy Spivey. You can find their contact information on the screen in front of you or at our staff directory at nkychamber.com. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll talk to you all next week.